Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, Cinder's Dream. I am Lady Ariel and I am here to talk about the full moon total lunar eclipse that's going to be happening March 3rd, all right? Yes. So this total lunar eclipse is going to be happening in the sign of Virgo, all right? Yes, we are in Pisces season, but we will be feeling the Virgo energy as well, okay? One thing I would like to express is when I think about astrology, I look at the signs and the planets as energy, okay? And you know, energies, they are up, they are down, and they are, sometimes they get along, sometimes they don't, okay? But it's all what you make of it, all right? So with that being said, I do want to read a little bit of my book. Yes, I have a book. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm a published author. I have my book out, which is called Mend My Heart. It is available on Amazon and Kindle. And what are you waiting for? Why you don't have your copy? All right. So I'm going to grace you all with a little excerpt from my book, okay? Chapter 4, Astrology is Tea, okay? I'm just going to read just a little bit because, you know, it goes with the energy, all right? Astrology is not here to teach you what will happen. It is here to tell the truth. Not the loud kind, but the whisper kind. The kind that spills quietly over time, revealing what has always been there. Astrology is tea. Sip slow. It is the side conversation between the soul and the sky, the coded language of timing, temperament, and tenderness. A way of understanding why certain lessons repeat, not because you failed, but because your heart was learning in spirals, not in straight lines. All right? So the reason why I say it goes with this energy is because it's a good idea and a good time to reflect on from now and 6 months ago. Now, something that I do often with these energies that come along is looking through old photos, reading back, you know, old messages or things that I've written, okay? I also have a dream journal that's also available on Amazon. And you can use that to jot down your dreams, you know, any messages you receive to help you process them, not just that day, but, you know, over time, all right? Because the universe speaks to us in so many symbols, numbers, so many different ways. And it's a good idea to just, you know, jot that down so we can reflect later, all right? So with that being said, I haven't done one of these in a while where I go through the whole entire houses for each of your sun or your rising sign, okay? So if you are passionate about assisting me and helping me, please put the timestamp for the sign so people can just go directly to it, or you know, easier access, all right? So just help me out. Okay, so with that being said, let's go over, since we're in Pisces season, Pisces will be transiting the 7th house. So Virgo will be transiting the Pisces sun and rising's 7th house, okay? A little disclaimer, I am not a physician, okay? I just read energies, all right? We will be talking about wellness as well. Some things to pay attention to, all right? So if you are a Pisces sun or rising, this energy is going to be transiting your 7th house of partnership, marriages, friendships, any kind of relationships. This is what's going to highlight, all right? So you may have been learning some lessons from the past, you know, 6 months, and Virgo is here to tell you, like, you know what you know, all right? It's not, no, you know, your head's in the clouds. It's been given to you plainly about whatever this relationship, partnership that you have been in is highlighted, okay? So now what are you going to do about it, all right? One thing that you need to pay attention to, Pisces, this season is your kidneys, all right? We have the internet is vast, all right? Search up some herbs, versus visit your local herbalist, make your doctor's appointments, do your checkups, okay? But really pay attention to your kidneys, all right? Next, we're going to move on to Aquarius, okay? So if you're Aquarius sun or rising, this energy is going to be transiting your 8th house, okay? Your 8th house is Scorpio. And Scorpio deals with, it's advised for you to get tested, okay? As far as if you're dealing with more than one partner, okay? It's always wise to make sure that you do your checkups, okay? Scorpio deals with the sexual organs, okay? So we want to make sure that our sexual organs are being protected, okay? For my men, you want to make sure you are paying attention to your rectum, actually. Your rectum, your anything that is causing you any pain at this moment, you need to get that checked out. And I don't know why it's being highlighted for men specifically, because sometimes men, you don't want to go to the doctor, okay? And it's important for you to get that checked out. Women, you want to pay attention to your cervix, you know, your cycles. Pay attention to your cycle this season. It may be a little bit heavier than, okay, pardon me about that. I have to move along quickly with this video. So back to Aquarius, all right? So especially males, you know, pay attention to your elimination organs as well. That's why I mentioned the rectum, okay? Get a colon cleanse, all right? Check your colon, all right? Now we're moving on to, let's see, Capricorn. Capricorn, this transit is going to be going through your 9th house, okay? So you may be going to, or been thinking about long distance travel, moving abroad, or think about some form of higher education, all right? The answer is to go for it, all right? You want to pay attention to your teeth, your bones, okay? Your ligaments, all right? Let's see, we have Libra. No, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this transit is going to be going through your 10th house, okay? Your 10th house of your work, all right, your career. You may have been thinking about switching careers, or moving along with the career, you know, scene or whatever. Whatever you've been thinking about as far as career, go for it, all right? Or stepping down from a career, or something with your boss, all right? You want to pay attention to your, let's see, your foundation, all right? All right, next we have Scorpio. Scorpio, this transit is going to be transiting your 11th house, okay, which carries that Aquarius energy. You want to reflect back on your friendships, what it means to be a true friend, or what, you know, a friend has been to you, all right? You also want to pay attention to your nervous system, all right? That's very important. You may be feeling jittery. Okay, next we have Libra. Libra, this total lunar eclipse, okay, is going to be transiting your 12th house, okay, your 12th house of the dreams, of being in hermit mode, okay? Really, you would be one who would really benefit from going back and looking through old photos and pictures and whatnot, and old writings, old drawings and whatnot, okay? You want to pay attention to your feet, all right? Pay attention to where you're walking. That's walking in this physical world and in the spiritual world, okay? Next, we have Virgo. Virgo, this total lunar eclipse, full moon, will be transiting your, sorry about my puppy, will be transiting the 1st house, okay? 1st house is about self, the identity. You want to pay attention to your head, any sinuses, any issues, ear, nose, throat, okay? Even the mouth, all right? You want to pay attention to those areas. You may be thinking about getting a new hairstyle, new hairdo, changing your appearance, all right? Go for it. Next, we have Leo. Leo, this total lunar eclipse, this full moon total lunar eclipse is going to be transiting your 2nd house, okay? Your resources, okay? that Venusian energy, all right? You want to also pay attention to your throat, okay? Pay attention to your thyroid. Pay attention to the way you're speaking, the way you're communicating. Next, we have Cancer. Cancer, this total full moon, total lunar eclipse is going to be transiting your third house of distance, your third house of like cousins, siblings, neighbors, all right? You want to pay attention to those relationships in those areas, okay? You want to pay attention to your communication, the way that you are communicating with others, how others are communicating with you, newspapers, radios, anything that has to do with the voice, all right? As far as also with writing, okay, as well. Any form of communication, not just speaking, okay? Next we have Gemini, this full moon total lunar eclipse is going to be transiting your fourth house of the home, family, okay? These past 6 months, you may have been thinking about the home. Gemini, you may have been thinking about, you know, the home life, your ancestry, your mother, a maternal figure, that aspect, all right? Gemini, you want to make sure you pay attention to your breast area, okay? Where you get your nourishment from, who's nurturing you, and whatnot. Make sure you get your physicals done. If you're a woman, you know, and a man, check yourself in the shower. As far as your breast area, you want to make sure you do a full examination. If you need to see a physician, do so. All right, next we have Taurus, this transit, okay, is going to be moving in your fifth house, okay, of fun, children, love, romance, all right? These past 6 months, you may have been, you know, that's all you've been thinking about, all right? You want to pay attention to your heart, okay? Pay attention to your circulatory system. Pay attention to your back, your spine, okay? Do you have a spine? Do you have a backbone? Are you standing up for yourself as well, all right? And last but not least, we have Aries. Aries, this transit is going to be going through your sixth house. You want to make sure you're paying attention to your habits, your routine, your health, your wellness, your overall health and wellness. You also want to make sure that you're paying attention to your gut, okay?